Today is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Today we want to talk about giants and how we face those giants. We face those giants with courage. Today we face giants just as David faced Goliath, according to the Word of God. But do we face our giants as David did, with unshakable courage? Sometimes we do, and sometimes we don't. A giant can be defined as a situation of adversity that gets out of control, thus making it difficult to resolve. Well, what are some of those giants that we face today? Financial struggles, to marital problems, fear, incarceration, illnesses, diseases, poor grades, bad attitudes, drugs, alcoholism, disobedient children, trouble on the job. You'll find racism, bigotry, and jealousy and envy. When one or more of these giants begin to wreck our lives, causing us to toss and turn all night long, shed tears, or want to give up, we must face them with unshakable courage, as David did, believing that God will see us through. When David faced Goliath, the Philistine, the giant protested. "Come here," he said, "and I'll give your flesh to the birds and the wild animals." Replying to this giant, David said with confidence and unwavering faith, "You come against me with a sword and a spear and a javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defiled." You'll find that in 1 Samuel 17 and 45. One thing about a giant is that it throws its weight around and is very persistent. When your giant does that, you must face it head on if you know and believe that God has your back. This concept is clearly supported in 2 verses. When the Philistine said, "This day I defy the armies of Israel, give me a man and let us fight each other." 1 Samuel 17:10. For 40 days the Philistine came forward every morning and every evening and took his stand. 1 Samuel 17:45. When facing your giant, you cannot let your guard down, because that enemy will stand ready to take you down. David knew that the battle was the Lord's, not his, so he had no fear in facing this giant. He faced this colossal enemy with a slingshot and 5 stones. The story of David and Goliath is one of great faith, courage, and trust. So read 1 Samuel 17 if you need encouragement to face your giant. Sometimes when you face a giant, you do it in ways that make the situation worse. Then, what can you do to get rid of that giant? I strongly suggest the following. First of all, you must realize the giant's purpose, and that is to destroy. Don't run from your giant. Face it. Don't negotiate with your giant, because all that will do is add fuel to the fire. Come up with a plan of attack, with the first step of that plan always being prayer. Be persistent. Be careful how you take the advice of well-meaning voices. Trust God in His infinite wisdom. And finally, remember that God is in charge of the battle, not you. When the giant throws his weight around at you again, and he will, consider the lessons that you have learned in the story of David and Goliath. Be courageous. The battle is the Lord's, and He doesn't lose a battle. Remember, He doesn't waste one either. Be blessed.